Yannis from Tivramis SEO agency, and today we have Andrea Abbondanza, right?
Hello. Thanks for having me, Yannis.
Right from Bangkok, I think. Are you in Bangkok country right now?
Yeah, I'm in Bangkok. I will speak at the Phuket Mastery Summit. The Phuket Summit. On the 3rd of April, we're gonna run a workshop about how to replace human departments with AI swarms.
Yeah, it's a very interesting topic. So, the first question for you.
Right? Sounds scary, right?
The first question for you is, who is Andrea Abbondanza? What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a digital entrepreneur, and I have different businesses, mainly Europe, Italy, and Australia, where I lived 10 years. And also now we are moving towards the US market. So
I'm here.
okay, sorry. You disappeared for a second.
Yeah, just to let you, that's in for you. Okay.
Yeah. So 15 years plus experience in the SEO space. So I'm a former SEO. And lately, we're definitely moving towards AI quick because things are changing fast. So SEO, as we've been knowing it, is changing, and the impact that AI is having today on business and operations, especially for digital marketing agencies, is huge. So we need to ride this transformation and get ready for the present and the future. Generalistic agencies, in my opinion, will disappear, or there's going to be a race towards the cheapest price, while specialization will still be relevant. That's why I created like a brand called SEO for Restaurants. You can find seoforrestaurants.com. And if you search on Google, you find us at position number 1. We're specializing in digital marketing for hospitality businesses and restaurants. And we guarantee a 40% increase in 12 months of bookings on average for the clients that work with us.
Okay, I done right now the search SEO for restaurants, and it's seoforrestaurants.com. Increase your reservations by 40%. And I found you with a hat,
Yeah,
SF
so
hat. Okay.
if you know some restaurants, hospitality businesses, or hotel that need some marketing, we definitely know the niche really well. I choose this vertical not because it's the most profitable, not because it's the easiest one, but because I'm Italian and I love food. So food is my culture, and I love working with my clients, eating at the restaurants, and enjoying a beautiful dining experience.
Okay. Do you know what is the best food in Milan, Italy?
So the most famous dish that we have is risotto alla milanese. It's
No,
like
no,
a
no, no.
stuffed
No.
risotto.
You know, the most famous dish is Greek gyros.
Greek heroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
so
Italy, yeah, we love Greek food. I mean, gyros pita. That's what we eat
yeah.
in Italy, right?
Another question: how you left the generic SEO agency and you went to AI? What happened?
So it is all about efficiencies and costs. So the old business model that has been usually having like main team onshore, could be in Italy, could be in Australia, and then some of the repetitive tasks has been managed mainly by Asian team for cost reasons, right? So you can definitely onboard clients that pay higher retainer, and then delivery can be done in a different place, right? But now it is not just about cost effectiveness, but it's also about efficiency. AI can do some activities better than humans. Not all of them. For strategy, we can still discuss. For clients management, we're not there. But related to repetitive tasks, the ones that you can insert within an SOP, standard operation procedure, can be fed to AI, especially today with byte coding. You're going to be able to automate those tasks. So it is cost efficient, and it works better because sometimes humans keep making mistakes. But if you build a complete tested system that work 100% without hallucination, then that's going to perform better than humans.
Exactly, but I think this is the main problem because after the SEO Saigon Summit, so Mastery Summit that I met you there, and we sang Ciao, Bella Ciao in the States.
Yeah.
Yes, I went home in Larissa, Greece, a small village in the middle of nowhere, and because I had no one to see, no networking here, I started with the AI.
So what you been doing, Yannis?
Yeah, the problem is with hallucinations that what happened with hallucinations. I started with Claude coding. Then I moved and tried almost every other AI
Yes.
tool, and normally the best tool was Claude Cowork, but we had a huge problem in doing the tasks. You know what I mean? I asked
Yes.
for Claude Codework to build my website, and it burned 50 euros in one day, and the site is down.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the site is down because AI cannot understand that it has to retain the site up, and not to make any mistakes, so the site will go down. That's one main problem. So I would like to ask you, how did it work for you to have AI deliver results?
Yeah, so the first step is having a clear strategy. So the first step is understanding what tasks should be handled by AI. Okay. So as I said before, like repetitive tasks can be definitely automated. More complex projects can be automated. To reduce hallucination, you need to handle the project memory properly. Let's start from the beginning. The most important prompt is the first prompt. Why? Because AI then reference to that document, and then it start working and creating, when you create like multi-process, when you start chatting with AI, right? He forgets. It's like a 3 years old kid that can learn everything, but then after he teaches, like 5-10 minutes later, he forget about stuff. Okay, so the best way to organize this is having a Bible or a master prompt that manage the full project. Here we're talking about multi-level complex automations where AI handle the whole process through agents. Once you create this important prompt, for example, I use Gemini for prompting, and then I feed Cloud Code after. So the prompt is designed to perform what it does. Okay? Then you can start building agents. Every agent is has a specialized position in the company. Let's say you want to automate operations for a marketing agency, right? So you have a manager, let's say an SEO manager, a social media manager, a content manager, and then you want to publish content on social, you need a social publisher agent. And then you need to build, for example, an analytics agent that can analyze data and come back to perfection the strategy, right? So all those agents can be 5, 10, 15 agents. It depends how big is your agency, right? They need to be coordinated, okay? The coordination happens through an orchestrator. An orchestrator is a super agent that manages all the agents and perform task control and quality. Okay. How do you guarantee quality and reduce hallucination? Through memory. Okay. The problem every LLM and every AI, advanced AI at this stage, is memory. So think about these 3 years old kids can learn everything, but then you forget. So through the master prompting, okay, agent definition, what exactly they should do. I am a marketing manager with 10 years of experience. I'm proficient at creating advanced strategies for my clients. And then you can actually create a prompt for that agent. Okay, so once the master is there, the agents are set up, the orchestrator is there, you need to manage the memory. How do you manage the memory? In general, it's like a memory MD in Claude plus a skills MD, the 2 document files that you insert within the project. And every time you make a change, you tell, hey, memorize this change and refer to the main document. With this process, you're able to create multi-projects with multi-tasks and having an output that is reasonable. Does it still hallucinate? Sometimes it does. That's why then you need a human to actually supervise the AI and get to a point that the AI is good enough to make sure that it doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah,
Is that too
that's
technical, Yannis? Sorry.
yeah. Ask me again.
No, is that too technical, or should I
No, no, it's
more
look
about
because
principles?
I'm an SEO too, and I have this background. It's very easy for me because we have more technical things in SEO. You know that
Yeah.
it's only new things. It's a new way of thinking. It's a new era that we have to conquer. So right now you're building AI automating tools like the Ciao Bella bot. Uh, Do you want to speak about this? What is Ciao Bella
Yes.
and what is she doing? Is a she
So,
or an it? Is a female or
so Bella
something
is a female avatar, but just because my target audience are restaurant owners, and 85% of restaurant owners in Australia and in Italy, they're men. Then of course they don't decide. It's always the wife that decides for them. So they shouldn't get jealous of Bella. But Bella, it is like a female avatar. When you build an avatar, you should always go back to the target audience, and then you build something that can resonate with them. But I'm gonna tell you the story how Bella Ciao came alive. So I was speaking at a Maze conference in Chandigarh in October 2025, right? And there was a Punjabi band that was playing on the stage, and they were playing Punjabi songs, and they were playing US, British classics. And then at one point, I was so surprised. They played Bella Ciao on the stage. So I couldn't resist. I jumped on the stage and I started singing because, I'm not a singer, but definitely I can sing an Italian song better than the English singer. Anyway, they were really happy. I just performed the song and I felt like people were excited. Then I've been invited to another place, another office in New Delhi, in Nusa, no, Noira, in Noira. And they asked me to sing the song again. And I was like, is Bella Ciao the most international famous song now? And I was like, you know what? I got my avatar, it's called Bella. Ciao is the booking system, and it will be represented by a dog. So Bella will have a dog, and she also has some friends. And we just actually, I'm just creating the whole like marketing narrative for the project, right? And so I decided to call the tool Bella Ciao. And also, as you saw on the stage, by the end of my presentation, and it was not something that all the speakers would do. I just sing the song because it's a classic song, it's a partisan song. And especially in these complex periods, I think it is like a resistance song that must be remembered. A lot of people will call me like lefty to choose this song, but to me represent my culture. And thanks, Giannis, by the way, to jump on the stage and sing with me, because there's some videos and pictures of us singing. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, all this concept, it's very Italian, to me. It's funny, and it's how people, is it the right way that people would embrace technology and new technology that cannot understand, so they personalize it? You know what I
I
mean?
think,
They feel that
yeah.
is something human, more human to us.
So we've been talking with friends and brainstorming a lot. Here in Bangkok, there are a lot of amazing entrepreneurs. And yes, personalization is definitely the way to go. So you can build your own personal branding, you can build a company branding, but and specialize. So this way you're going to be recognizable, because if you're not specializing, if people don't know you, how do you differentiate yourself from the others? Going back to sales, going back to the basics, right? People buy from people, right? So when you build trust, when you create your network, when people trust you that you're going to do a good job, then it's going to be easier for you to close the deals if they have the budget or something else doesn't happen in their life. But in general, yes, creating an avatar, creating something personalized that people can relate to is going to work. But going back to the basics, the five sensory apparatus that humans have, right? Hearing, yeah, you can hear music, you can actually stream, so AI is already there. The sight, yes, now you can wear meta glasses, you can see the reality, you can talk with your friends, doing videos, go to a dinner and film the whole experience. So it's gone. But Yannis, how AI is gonna provide taste, touch, emotions,
Yes.
connections, and smell? So I think AI can replicate a few elements of the human experience, but not all of them. That's why I invite everyone to think about what's going to be the business where you can be happy and work with, and eventually it's not going to be you're not going to be substituted by AI soon. That's the reflection that we are all thinking about in those days.
Okay, and what do you do for the restaurants? What do you provide for them?
So with
Let's say that
SEO
I'm
for
a restaurant
restaurants,
owner and I come to you. What will you sell to me?
so first of all, I'm going to listen to your needs, right? In general, I can say that most of restaurants, they struggle with leads. That means booking is the case. So first of all is learning the industry. When you specialize, you understand better how they talk, and you can phrase your questions in a way that you understand where they're at. So the first questions I would ask them, of course, is where they're located, how many seats they have. I can do this research by myself. How many more clients can they handle? Because eventually, when I start getting 20, 30, 40% more bookings, are they organized enough to manage those? Are they in a touristic area, or they're like in a remote area? Marketing should be different. And then I start analyzing their Google business profile, their website, and provide some recommendations saying, for example, you can add reviews to a site to create more authority, or have you been mentioned in some publications? We can mention that on your site. Is your menu updated? Should we create better pictures? And then, of course, I don't go too much into the technical details, but the 40% increase in bookings guaranteed, it is not just one platform. It is SEO and website management, Google Ads that works well for restaurants, and then it gets better and better the more you create the audience. Newsletter, free content that you can always send if you have an email list. And then we follow the main days for restaurants: Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Christmas, some Valentines. So we create, personalized campaigns that follow the most important days. So we get ready, and this way we're able to increase bookings. The last pillar, but it is too much to, in general, communicate at the first meeting, it is also the social media ads work. The social media ads work on a level of awareness. So if they have a good social media, good TikTok, you can boost the awareness, but conversions will come through Google. I always ask them, I'm going to ask you the question. So Yannis, let's say you come to Roma and you want to eat, I don't know, Greek food because you're Greek and you want to have Greek food even when you're in Italy, right? How would you find the best Greek restaurant in Rome?
Search Google.
Yeah. And then?
And then
You go on Google Maps, right? You search on Google and then?
And then I will click on the sites I found, on Google Business Profiles.
You don't do, did you check at pictures? Did you check
Yeah,
your
exactly.
reviews? Did you check your ratings?
I will check, the first thing I will check is the menu, because I don't want to eat, I want to eat the best. And the second is prices. The
Correct.
third is location. So because they can offer good food, but it will be street food, and I want to sit inside. So it's three things.
Yeah. So always do this example to clients and say, this is how everyone search. Not everyone just search on map, 80 to 85% of people. Some people search on LLMs. So we don't just do normal SEO, but we also position those sites in ChatGPT, Gemini, AI Overview, Anthropic, DeepSeek. So we just do classic SEO plus the advanced AI rankings. And it all works because, especially for restaurant, it is an ecosystem, right? And then we go to the most interesting part, the most important elements for a restaurant to be successful. It is branding. Okay. Second, and I'm not even sure if it's more important than branding, but it's the experience. You might not remember that beautiful pasta that you had on your plate, how it tastes, but you remember how did you feel when you had that dish.
Exactly. Exactly. And another question. SEO for restaurants is your main website, I think.
Yeah.
So someone can find you from there. Can you provide the same services to increase the leads to other business? Like for me, I'm an SEO agency, for instance. Can you do this for me to increase the leads 40%?
Yeah. So the new project.
The leads or the sales?
So I provide leads, and then you should have a sales process. What I tell to restaurant owners all the time is, I will drive more people, more traffic to your site, and a lot of those people will come and walk the door at your restaurant. Then your job is make sure that they have the best experience, the best food, and eventually they're gonna leave a good review, right? If they can do that, they've done the job. But the same thing is for leads and sales. I can drive more leads at the pipeline, but then I don't step in too much into the sales process because that's a completely different job. If some business will come and they want to partner with me, I'm definitely happy to look at the sales system, but this is a different set of skills. I do sales myself. I use different sales coaches. I sell in different places of the world. So I understand sales. And that's why a lot of, especially small businesses, they fail with digital marketing because they don't understand the difference of leads coming from the web. It is totally different from leads coming from your network. Because when it's your network, you already build that trust. When someone comes from internet, you need to build that trust first. And then, of course, you can create case studies, you can create, reference, whatever it is. But the whole point is trust. Because as I said before, people buy from people. Going back to what you were asking me before, Yannis. Yes, I have 15-year experience in different markets. I worked in Italy. I have a normal digital agency, classic, I would say. It's called Brianza Digitale because I'm from Monza. So Monza is the main city near Milano, where Brianza is. It's a region that goes from Milan to the Como Lakes and towards Switzerland. And yes, we provide website, SEO, Google Ads, and then of course AI optimization at this stage, video creation, because we have a local team that can go and shoot videos. So that's a classic agency. But then 2 years ago, I started my new project. It's called AI Tempo. So it's like, do you have time? It's like sort of like playing with the words, right? With AI at the beginning. It is an Italian brand. A lot of my friends is like, "Ah, Italians are good at cooking food. How they can be good at technology, right?" So
And
that's
Greeks,
the main.
Greeks are good in eating food only, you know.
Exactly. But anyway, so I have a team in Italy now, 7 people. We got 2 full stacks in Torino. Then the other remaining team is in Italy. One of our guys, like Ari, also teaches at university AI. So I'm actually like building an international team. And now AI Tempo is gonna go at Phuket Summit. I'm gonna be a speaker and running a workshop about AI swarms, and then we're gonna be in Melbourne. So I'm really excited to actually present Italian brands that are not luxury and fashion. That is something related to technology. So hopefully people are not gonna judge me bad because I'm Italian, because also we can be good at technology. But I need to demonstrate that, Yannis, right?
Yes. Okay, so how can someone find you? Tell us again.
So if you're a restaurant owner, you type it in SEO for restaurants on Google and you find my results on the top. If you are an agency or an enterprise client and you're looking for advanced automations and system to create efficiencies within your business, you can contact me on Andrea Abbondanza on LinkedIn. That is my name. Or you can find aitempo.it. Every country out of Italy, they're gonna see an English version of the site. You can definitely send me a message on WhatsApp and you can contact me. And if you want, my email is andrea@andreaabbondanza.com. So send me an email, send me an SMS, send me a WhatsApp, and I'm gonna reply back to you.
Okay, Andrea, it was a pleasure to having you.
Pleasure. I'm gonna see you soon in Greece. I might come to Greece this summer.
Really.
I mean, my friends are
Well,
organizing like an holiday. So I haven't been in Greece a long time. I've been to Larissa last time when I was playing punk because I had a band before. So I have good friends in the punk scene in Larissa. But it was a long time ago, 10 years ago.
yeah, it's time to come again because nothing changed, you know.
Yeah, that's why I think Italy and Greece are really similar in that sense. People love coming on holidays in our place. Like, this is so beautiful. Time seems like didn't pass, and that's true. But then when you do business, you also realize that things go slow because people are slowing and making decisions. They don't like take risks, right?
Exactly. So thank you, Andrea. Thank you, everyone, for watching this podcast. Follow us in every social media, hashtag Divramis and Divramis SEO agency or divramis.com if you want to rank first in Google. Also, if you want to do AI automation or do you have a restaurant, you can visit abbondanza.com or SEO for restaurants or the AI Tempo website. Thank you, everyone.